What is up, everybody? This is Captain inn-zhano Esquire, and today we're doing something entirely different for today's video. As you can see, I'm actually talking over the top and my face is not on the camera because this is all pre-recorded footage. Why'd you ask? Because today I'm deciding to do something entirely different, which is RWBY rankings. So this is me basically ranking each team in terms of overall playstyle and fun to play as, from worst to best. That's how I'm ranking them, so it's from 4th place all the way to 1st. And today's episode will be obviously Team RWBY itself. Now this one was a very tough decision to call because each playstyle has their own unique take and they're all kind of fun, and all 4 characters are very fun to play as, but it was just very difficult to try and rank them, I guess, in terms of worst to best. So also bear in mind that these are just my opinions, so let's not tarnish anything in the comments here. This is just my opinion on what I think is more fun to play as and what's fun to play and what's more an interesting playstyle. With that said, let's get down to it. In at number 4 is Ruby Rose herself. And here we are with Ruby herself. So yeah, this was, again, it was a very difficult decision to put her at number 4. Because as you can see from a lot of the Let's Plays I did of the game, I was playing as her a lot, like quite frequently, but to be fair, like in the times I've been playing as her compared to all the other members of Team RWBY, I just kind of feel like there's something missing when I'm playing as Ruby Rose herself. Like, I don't know, it's very difficult to kind of pinpoint, but it's kind of, she only really benefits more when she's with a team, and on her own she gets found out a little bit more. But that might just be down to me not being that good with the character. As you can see, like during the battles here, because I did all these fights on one horde level to kind of give a fair judging and fair reading. Like, she's pretty strong, fairly quick, but sometimes with certain moves there's a little bit of a disconnect where like there's a bit delayed in places, or that might just be lag, I don't know. But generally, I have more, like, through playing with the other playstyles, I have more fun playing as other characters than I do playing as RWBY, since I decided the idea of coming up with this video. But yeah, she's got a lot of good strengths, but I think mainly it's just the lack of being able to take on multiple enemies. Well, you can take on multiple enemies on your own, but this is just my experience that she seems more suited to being with a team than, quite frankly, on her own. So there you go, that's RWBY at number 4. At number 3, we have the Ice Queen, Weiss. To show that with me sometimes I can be very unpredictable, originally Weiss was at number 1. If you'd asked me that a couple of weeks ago, Weiss would have been at number 1. Because I had a lot of fun using her playstyle. It's very interesting, like, she's not super powerful with most of her sword attacks sometimes, but I think it's the fair amount of balance that went into kind of like her gameplay. That she's fairly quick. She doesn't do way too much damage to the point that you could consider her overpowered, but she's not. But the damage output is a lot better than you'd think, so she's not too underpowered and can definitely stand quite well on her own 2 feet, except in the presence of mostly stronger enemies. But as you can see, generally a good speedy character. Also, compared to most of the other members of her team, her range attacks do quite a considerable amount of damage. If you're able to buff them up by completing challenges and tasks, then it can be a completely unstoppable force. You can take out a load of enemies and make sure that they are dealt with and seen to before they even get anywhere near you. And also the ability to freeze her opponents, to give her teammates the chance to slip in and take out the enemy, is what gives her the edge over RWBY. Originally I would have had her at number 1, but the other 2 playstyles I feel like are a lot more suited to me and were generally a lot more fun to play. But that being said, don't let it discourage you from what I think about Weiss. I think Weiss is a very, very good character to play as a lot of fun, but just not as fun as the other two coming up. But there you go, it's Weiss Schnee at number 3. Coming in at number 2 is that great big fist puncher, Yang Xiaolong. Did somebody order a scorching red-hot fist to the face and or chest, then Yang is definitely the person that could suit that role. Because for me, she was also so close to becoming number one in this because she's just got such a really fun playstyle in that she's really powerful, perhaps the strongest person on the team in terms of physical strength, in terms of what her damage can do and what her ultimate can do. Good God, Christ, when you get the aftershock. It's really, really powerful offensive and slightly defensive maneuver that you can probably use. But not only that, the stupid, silly puns that she comes up with as well are adorable and hilarious, and also add a reference to the fact that Barbara Duncan is just full of puns, which is amazing. Because I like seeing a bit of continuity, because then some of her dialogue actually immerses you in the game and allows you to have fun with it, whilst not detracting too much. And she's so strong and powerful that she can just take out a lot of characters in just a couple of punches. And not only that, with the power as well, she's also deceptively fast, where she can basically just punch your head off in a matter of seconds. I mean, she's a little bit slow, she's a little bit on the slow side when running around, but in terms of her actual fighting powers and fighting prowess, she's ridiculously fast and a hell of a lot of fun. The ultimate move is a lot of fun to use as well. That being said, I think one of her downsides is probably the fact that her range attacks I'm not sure, because I don't know if I've unlocked the ultimate range attack, but it's about as useful as a wet fart. But besides that, she's a really strong character, really fast, powerful, funny, definitely a hell of a lot of fun to play as. But not as fun, and not as an interesting playstyle, as number one. But for number two, that is Yang Xiaolong. And finally, at number one, it's the Speed Queen, Blake Belladonna. Man, what can I say about Blake Belladonna's playstyle? It is immensely fun for me, because I do like a lot of speedy characters, a lot of fast, in-your-face kind of style gameplay. And that's definitely what you get with Blake. She's really fast and deceptively really, really powerful for a speedy character. And as you can see a lot during this video, I set up a lot of what could have been team attacks just by generally smacking people around. Her ability to contribute to team support is immense. She's able to set up attacks, also deal with them and set them up herself. And also can finish off a lot of enemies quite quickly. I think I don't really have any kind of downsides. I almost think that Blake is nearly overpowered. But having said that though, I haven't fully unlocked everything with her ultimate, as you can see right there. So it might just be the case of I might just not have the full powers yet, so her ultimate might not be super powerful. With lesser enemies, with lesser Grimm, like the not the Deathstalkers, the creepers, that's the word, creepers, and some of the lower Beowulfs, then definitely she's a hell of a lot of fun to use in that regard. Strong, fast, super powerful, definitely somebody, if you want to go on attempt to speedrun this game, this is somebody you definitely really should try out. Fast, really overpowered, is really good at setting up teamwork, can pretty much be a support DPS speedster, definitely really strong. Her range attacks, they do a fairly good amount of damage, but nowhere near as good as Weiss's. But definitely when you're in the face of your opponent, like I am here playing as Blake, which is definitely the best way to play as her, then that's not going to be too much of a worry. Super fast, super strong, and way tons of fun for all the speed demons like myself. Blake Belladonna is officially at number one. That is the end of today's video. Thank you for watching, everybody. We'll catch you in the next part, which is part 2, where I rank Team Juniper from, in my opinion, the worst playstyle for me and tons of fun to the best. But for now, that is Captain inn-zhano Esquire. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.